Hello, this is Clive Fisher welcoming you along to the quarter-final stages of the World Individual Speedway Championship of 1991. Before we go into the heat number one, let's have a word with one or two of the riders in today's lineup.
Gary Havelock, reigning British champion, you're on your home track today. How much of an advantage is that going to be for you?
Well, I don't think it'll be as much advantage as everybody thinks, because you know, the calibre of riders that were here today, you know, they all ride this track regular, and you know, they're such good riders that I don't think it's going to make all that much of a difference. But having said that, you never know.
Only 9 riders going through to the next stage. It's going to be very tough, this one.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very hard. You know, these rounds get harder and harder as you get through, and you know, I'm just going to be going out there and giving it everything I've got, and see what I can do.
Sam, the Americans come in today, the toughest stage so far for the World Championship qualifiers. How do you see today's meeting going?
Hopefully one step better than last time. Nah, it's going good. I hope so. You know, the track looks good, the weather's holding out. Should be exciting.
As for yourself, I mean, you've been up here on the rostrum in the World Final. You know how to ride the Bradford track. It must give you some confidence today.
Well, it's all in the day, and you know, the rain's just starting to come. I can feel it now, but it's all in the day, and we just got to go out there and make 5 good starts. And the important thing is qualifying. If you get through the first 3 or 4 races and you got a chance to clinch the title, then you go for it.
So there we are. 7 English riders, 5 Americans, 3 Australians and 1 New Zealander making up the 16-strong field, and all looking for one of the 9 qualifying places to go forward to the semi-final stages of the World Championship at either Rovno in Russia or Ravensburg in Germany in August. So heat number 1 sees Rick Miller from America in the red helmet colour, gate number 1, Andy Smith in blue, gate 2 from England, Todd Wiltshire in white from Australia, he's in gate 3, and Gary Havelock, who we've just heard from, the current British champion, he's in yellow and black, and he's in gate number 4. That's the lineup for the opening race, heat number 1 of the 1991 Overseas Speedway Championship. Is always Screen Sport bringing you the best possible coverage of bikes on ice or on shale. Heat number 1. Riders now settle, just the recut race at 500cc, 65 brake horsepower they produce, the green light's on and they roar from the start, and the first one is yellow and black, Havelock with Wiltshire with him, and Smith is there. It's a tremendous scrap on the first and second turn, and it's Andy Smith who drives underneath Gary Havelock. So Smith leads, Wiltshire now coming under Havelock as well, and Gary Havelock, who made the early pace, is now pushed back, but he's fought his way back to second place. So Andy Smith, now with the Swindon Robins in the Sunbright League, who knows every inch of this Bradford circuit as the rain still falls. Smith leads, Havelock second, Wiltshire third, and Rick Miller, who was off gate number 1, has been left for dead. Smith leads, Havelock now trying to come underneath him. Both of them, of course, rode for Bradford last year in the Sunbright British League, as it was known then. Of course, it's Division 1 and Division 2 now. We're on the last lap of heat number 1, and has Gary Havelock got anything left? Andy Smith round the final 2 bends of heat number 1 with the blue helmet colour. It's Smith who straightens up, Havelock comes up, but it's Smith who gets there. Andy Smith wins, Gary Havelock is in second place, and Todd Wiltshire from Australia is back in third. So there we are, Andy Smith gets the best possible start to the Overseas Speedway final with 3 points in heat number 1. So heat number 2, Leigh Adams from Australia in red, gate 1. Joe Screen, blue, England, gate 2. Sam Ermolenko, white, America, gate 3. And Kelly Moran, also America, yellow and black, gate 4. Heat number 2. Away they drive from the start into that first turn, and the first one is sudden Sam Ermolenko. Kelly Moran, whose bike's smoking heavily, trying to drive around the outside. So Ermolenko leads. Moran now coming up on his exhaust bike, takes the inside line. Has he got the speed? Ermolenko holds on. Moran second, Joe Screen third, and Leigh Adams from Australia trailing in the wake. So Sudden Sam, who really is living on a crest of a wave after that frightful accident some 18 months ago when he broke nearly every bone in his body in a long track accident, he's fought back to the greats of World Speedway. We saw him on the Screen Sport screens, of course, leading America to that World Team Cup final in Mariestad last year, and it looks as though he's going to win heat number 2. Kelly Moran still in second place, and Joe Screen third, and it is Sudden Sam still in a commanding position. It's Kelly Moran tucked in behind him, but Joe Screen's not far behind, but it's Sudden Sam who wins. Kelly Moran holds on to second place, and Joe Screen in third. So Sam Ermolenko starts his quest for a world final appearance in 1991. Of course, that takes place in Sweden by getting 3 points from heat number 2. So heat number 3 sees Paul Thorp in red. Of course, he rides for Bradford. He's in gate number 1. Gate number 2, Kelvin Tatum from the Berwick Bandits. He's in the blue helmet colour in gate 2. Glenn Doyle, he's also a Bradford rider from Australia in white gate 3. And Jeremy Doncaster from England in yellow and black. He's in gate number 4. This is heat number 3. Rise go the tapes, the bikes drive into that first turn, and it's Doncaster and Tatum locked together. Tatum in blue, Doncaster in yellow and black, and the first one to straighten up is Kelvin Tatum. So Tatum leads, Doncaster second, Glenn Doyle third, and Paul Thorp back in 4th place. So with 1 lap gone, it is Kelvin Tatum, who has been in the wars a little bit lately with injury, who's fighting his way to the front. Made a terrific start as the tapes rose. Doncaster was there with him for a period. But as they come out of the second turn, it was Tatum who began to pick up momentum. Doncaster still second, Glenn Doyle third, and Paul Thorp still in 4th place. So we enter the final lap of heat number 3. And still it is Tatum who leads from Jeremy Doncaster, Glenn Doyle and Paul Thorp around the final 2 bends. And Kelvin Tatum, the former British champion, he collects 3 points. 2 for Jeremy Doncaster and 1 for Glenn Doyle. So Kelvin Tatum, he'll be most pleased with collecting 3 points in his opening ride, and that puts him in fine spirits, no doubt, for the rest of this overseas final. Kelvin Tatum, the winner of heat number 3. So heat number 4, and the oldest rider in the field, 31 years of age, Mitch Shirra comes into gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. Neil Collins is in blue, gate number 2 from England. Ronnie Correy in white from America, gate 3. And Billy Hamill, also from America, yellow and black, gate number 4. This is heat number 4. Into the first turn they drive, and Billy Hamill gets a great start, and with him is Ronnie Correy. So the 2 Americans, really, as the tapes rose, they were gone. And it's Billy Hamill who just about takes the initiative from Ronnie Correy. So Hamill leads, Correy second, Mitch Shirra third, and Neil Collins in 4th place. So Billy Hamill, who some 2 years ago was always bound for England, it was just a question of which club he was going to ride for. But he came and rode for Cradley Heath, and he's doing a very, very good job indeed in 1991 for them. Racing in Sweden for Eskilstuna, along with Andy Smith and Peter Norleen, where he's beginning to make 1 or 2 Swedish promoters sit up and take recognition. And it's Billy Hamill still, as he enters the last lap of heat number 4. Hamill still leads from Ronnie Correy. Mitch Shirra tucked in 3rd place, but it's all eyes on this front rider, Billy Hamill from America, who many felt may be overwhelmed. Fell out of the competition at this stage last year, but he wins heat number 4. 2nd place for Ronnie Correy. And a good start for the youngster from America, Billy Hamill, as he collects 3 points, winning heat number 4. 2 for Ronnie Correy, and the Americans getting a 1-2 in heat number 4.
Ronnie Correy, 2nd place, first time out, but we noticed you're going to make some changes. Are you going to ride another machine?
Yeah, I think I'm another one. Didn't seem to be pulling down the straightaways a bit, you know, and I think I can need a little bit more speed, so I'm going to try the other one and see if it goes a little bit better.
Well, you seem to make a fairly quick start in that one, but Billy Hamill was pulling away from you.
Yeah, he pulled a little bit. He was trying a bit of a wider line than I was. He had that little bit of outside on me, you know. I should have came up a bit more, but it's the way it goes. I'm happy with 2nd. Just keep going now.
So there we are, the rain still falling at the Bradford Zotsel Stadium, and gating will be most important as we now go into heat number 5. Join us for more Speedway after the break. So welcome back to Bradford Zotsel Stadium as the rain still falls in the 1991 Overseas Speedway final. Just to recap, 9 places available to go forward to the semi-final stages of the competition. Rovno in Russia and Abensberg in Germany, the 2 venues on that occasion. They will take place in August, and the ultimate aim, of course, a place in the big one, the World Final, in Gothenburg in Sweden on August the 31st. We now move into heat number 5, which sees Billy Hamill come out for his 2nd ride in succession. He, of course, won heat number 4 before the break, and he goes into the red helmet colour in gate number 1. There we see Rick Miller in blue. Failed to score in his first outing, so he'll be hoping for points in this turn. So the full lineup for heat number 5, Billy Hamill in red, gate number 1. Rick Miller blue, gate number 2, a last first time out. Leigh Adams in white from Australia, he also was last first time out. And Glenn Doyle in yellow and black in gate number 4, 1 point only from his first outing. So, 3 riders who desperately need points, and Billy Hamill, winner first time, will be out to consolidate his position. His current leader of the pack, along with 3 other winners in the first 4 outings of the 1991 Overseas Speedway Fund. This is heat number 5. Away they drive from the start into the first turn, and Hamill gets another fine start. Hamill leads, Glenn Doyle coming around the outside of him, but Billy Hamill has got the speed, and Glenn Doyle drives around the outside of him. A terrific and brave ride from the Australian. So Glenn Doyle leads, Billy Hamill second. And it really was tremendous speedway on the first and second turn and down the back straight by the Australian Glenn Doyle. Rides for Bradford, of course, in the Division 1 of the Sunbike League. And still it is Glenn Doyle who leads. 2 laps gone, Billy Hamill second. Leigh Adams holding on to third place, and Rick Miller last. Rick made such a great debut in the World Final, of course, here at Bradford last September. I'm meeting you so exclusively here on Screen Sport, as we now go on the last lap off heat number 5. It looks as though Rick is going to have to do some work in the later stages of this meeting, but it's all eyes on Glenn Doyle from Australia, who really has done all the hard work on the first and second turn and down the back straight. He comes up, he wins heat number 5. Second place for Billy Hamill, and third place for Leigh Adams. So a great brave ride from Glenn Doyle brings him 3 points from heat number 5. 2 points for the rider in red, Billy Hamill. That's the result of heat number 5. We move on to heat number 6, and there we see in red Neil Collins. He's in the red helmet colour in gate number 1. Paul Thorp in blue goes into gate number 2. In white is Andy Smith, winner of the opening race, heat number 1. He's in the white helmet colour, he's in gate 3. And on the outside, also a winner first time out, Ermolenko from the USA, he's in gate number 4. So as the tape strides, watch for yellow and black and watch for white. And let's see if Paul Thorp or Neil Collins can be the spoiler in the pack in heat number 6. Well, certainly the conditions so far here at Bradford have affected a little of the racing, but we can't take nothing away from the superb conditions at Bradford's Odsal Stadium. The Ham brothers and, of course, Eric Boothroyd doing a wonderful job of providing a great racing strip for the Overseas Speedway Final. That's just what they've done for the World Final last September. So, this is heat number 6. We'll wait then for the starting marshal to be ready. He is. The green light now goes on. Up they go, and away they drive, and into the turn it's Ermolenko. Ermolenko leads. Paul Thorp taking out the rider in white, Andy Smith, but Andy Smith is still there. Paul Thorp put the elbows in, but Smith will hold the pressure, and he's still in second place. So it's Ermolenko in yellow and black who leads. Andy Smith second, Paul Thorp third, and Neil Collins in fourth place. So you'll see the riders pulling their visor strips away from them, getting better vision. 2 laps gone, still it is Ermolenko that leads from Andy Smith, and Andy Smith sadly had a British Speedway for 3 months of the season before Swindon stepped in to snap him up from his parent club Bradford. Made his debut on June the 1st down at the Bluntons Abbey Stadium. We're on the last lap of heat number 6, and it's still Ermolenko looking for his second win of the afternoon here at Bradford. And round the final 2 bends, coming up to take the flag, it's Ermolenko wins. Andy Smith in second place, Paul Thorp third. So Ermolenko from America, currently now on 6 points and unbeaten after his 2 rides, and he's a winner, a convincing winner of heat number 6. So we move on to heat number 7, which sees Kelvin Tatum, also winner of his first outing, which was in heat number 3 when he beat Jeremy Doncaster. He's in red in gate number 1. Mitch Shirra, he's in blue gate 2. Joe Screen there in white, the youngest rider in the field, just 18 years of age. Bags of experience to be gained from this meeting for Joe Screen. And Todd Wiltshire, yellow and black, 1 point in his first ride. So heat number 7 about to get underway. Watch for red, Kelvin Tatum, who certainly seems to be doing the work, as a taped dry wise, and into the first turn they go, and it's Wiltshire from the outside who's got there. So Todd Wiltshire from Australia leads. Kelvin Tatum second, Joe Screen third, in that order. Wiltshire in yellow and black, Tatum red, and Joe Screen goes out and comes right on the outside of Kelvin Tatum in superb style. So youth on his side, and it's Joe Screen who's done it. Comes round Kelvin Tatum. So Kelvin Tatum now in third place, Joe Screen second, Mitch Shirra at the moment in last place. So all eyes on the front 3 is Wiltshire leads, Joe Screen second. Kelvin Tatum third. Has Kelvin Tatum got anything left? Tries the inside line on Joe Screen. Still they flick the visors away from them. The Wiltshire looking set for his first win here at Bradford. Third in heat number 1. And now Tatum takes the inside line on Joe Screen. And the race to line is Wiltshire the wins. Screen holds on to second place. And Kelvin Tatum has to make do with third place. But it's Australian rider Todd Wiltshire in the good old PD Leathers and that engine tuned by good old Peter Johns, who wins heat number 7. 3 points to him, 2 points to Joe Screen, and a great ride from him as well. The youngest rider in the field, and Kelvin Tatum 1 point from heat number 7. So heat number 8, Gary Havelock in red, Kelly Moran blue, Jeremy Doncaster white, and Ronnie Correy in yellow and black. So all riders desperately needing points from this particular outing. Getting all very important here at Bradford Stadium. But as Joe Screen proved in the previous heat number 7, you can come from the back. And when you come from the back over Kelvin Tatum, you certainly have done your homework. So this is heat number 8. Green light game goes on. The bikes roar into action, and into the turn they go, and it's the yellow and black helmet colour of Ronnie Correy who's there. So Correy leads, and Gary Havelock comes through on Jeremy Doncaster to second place. So Correy leads, Ronnie Correy from America, and of course Wolverhampton in the Sunbright League. A rise for Gotland in Sweden. We can't forget good old Gotland, but it's Ronnie Correy that leads at the moment. Gary Havelock looking down at his machine. Has he got problems? Doncaster has been left for dead at the back as Kelly Moran comes through. So it is Ronnie Correy that leads. Second place, Gary Havelock. Kelly Moran trying to fight his way for the back, and Jeremy Doncaster back in the thick of things. And Kelly Moran comes around the outside of Gary Havelock in superb style. So the Americans are flying high here at Bradford Stadium with Ronnie Correy leading. Kelly Moran in second place. Gary Havelock now in third, and Jeremy Doncaster in fourth place. But coming up to take the flag, it's Ronnie Correy that wins. Kelly Moran in second place, and Gary Havelock back in third. So the American duo, Ronnie Correy winning in superb style, but the racing was all about second and third. Is first of all, Gary Havelock comes through over Jeremy Doncaster, and then as you see Doncaster coming back to the pits, it was Kelly Moran who then came through to second place.
Todd Wiltshire, much better second time round for you. What happened in your first race?
That's pretty typical of me, really. A few nerves started the meeting. Most of the matches I have this year, I've been going pretty slow in heat 1, but I was a bit nervous, but I relaxed a bit more then, and we had a result.
Well, this is a scene of your greatest triumph, as they say. You got under rostrum here in last year's World Final, so you obviously know how to ride the place.
Yeah, you know, it's much easier when you got a bit of fresh air, but I'm going to be trying today, and once again, I want to be on that rostrum if I can.
So there we see there's a leaderboard after 8 races, all the riders having 2 outings. Ermolenko are beaten on 6. That's Billy Hamill, Ronnie Correy and Andy Smith all on 5 points, just dropped 1. And Todd Wiltshire and Kelly Moran on 4, they've dropped 2. That's the top 6 in the overseas Speedway final after heat number 8. Glenn Doyle and Kelvin Tatum also on 4 points, dropped 2 points. Gary Havelock and Joe Screen on 3 points apiece. So that's the leaderboard. Now we move into heat number 9. Just to recall, 7 English riders, 5 Americans, 3 Australians and 1 New Zealander. All looking for the 9 qualifying places, of course, to go forward to those 2 big semi-finals in Rovno in Russia, Abensburg in Germany. The draw will be made later this week to see who goes where. So heat number 9 sees Ermolenko, the current leader, on 6 points. He's in red in gate number 1. Ronnie Correy in blue, gate 2. Rick Miller, so far no points, in white gate 3. And Kelvin Tatum on 4 points, yellow and black, gate number 4. So watch the 2 inside gates, the 2 Americans who are looking very, very sharp indeed. And let's see if Kelvin Tatum can drive around the pan on the first and second turn. This is heat number 9. And it is Tatum who gets a great start from the outside, and Tatum in yellow and black who heads up the back straight. Tatum leads. Ermolenko in the red helmet colour, second place. And Ermolenko trying the inside line on Tatum. Rick Miller third. So Kelvin Tatum leads, which is just what the English Speedway fans wanted. Ermolenko second, Rick Miller third, and Ronnie Correy, which is a bit of a surprise, last at the moment. As the sun comes out at Bradford, we've had just about everything: wind, rain, and now the sun. So mixed weather conditions, and it's a bit for all, shall we say. is Kelvin Tatum still heads the field. The battle there for the minor places is Rick Miller and Ronnie Correy dicing for that valuable point it could be, third place in heat number 9. Kelvin Tatum way ahead of the pack. Sam Ermolenko still second, and it's Kelvin Tatum who wins. Sam Ermolenko who holds on to second place, but a great win from gate number 4. We all know he was capable of doing it. He'll be pleased with life now. Kelvin Tatum gets the 3 points, done all the hard work as a tapes rose. A great start from him, and he's the winner of heat number 9. So, heat number 10, Jeremy Doncaster in red, desperate need of points, as is Leigh Adams in blue in gate number 2. Mitch Shirra also needing points in white in gate number 3, and Andy Smith on 5. Just dropped 1 point so far. He's in yellow and black in gate number 4. So, a very important race for 3 of these riders. And Andy Smith, can he win from outside gate? Kelvin Tatum did it in the previous race. They drive from the start, and it is gate number 4 again. Is Andy Smith, drives round the turn. Doncaster there in second place. So Andy Smith leads, Jeremy Doncaster second, Leigh Adams third, and Mitch Shirra fourth. So Andy Smith, who knows every inch of this Bradford Otzel Bowl, still holding on. Doncaster fighting his way to hold on to second place. Is the white helmet colour of Mitch Shirra comes through to third place, and Leigh Adams now back in fourth. And Leigh Adams going through a little bit of a lean patch for Swindon at the moment, and it's reflecting a little bit on his riding this afternoon. So Andy Smith still leading. Jeremy Doncaster in his testimonial season with the Reading Racers down there in Berkshire. We enter the final lap of heat number 10. Mitch Shirra still holding on to third place, Leigh Adams fourth. So around the final 2 bends, it's going to be Andy Smith who collects his second win of this overseas Speedway final. Andy Smith wins, Jeremy Doncaster in second place, and Mitch Shirra back in third. So 3 more points to Andy Smith. That moves him very nicely on to 8 points, and I'm sure he'll be pleased with that as he goes into the interval now. Just dropped 1 point from his 3 outings, and just 1 more point would surely see him through to the semi-finals of the World Championship. So heat number 11, Kelly Moran is in red in gate number 1. Glenn Doyle, superb ride from him last time out, is in blue gate number 2. Todd Wiltshire, who we just heard from, 22 years of age from Australia, rides also for Reading in the British League Division 1, and Vestavik in Sweden, he's in white gate 3, and Neil Collins, so far no points from him, but the previous 2 winners have come gate number 4, so let's see if Neil Collins can break his duck. There's a taped ride on heat number 11. The green light goes on, up go the tapes, and away they drive, and it is Todd Wiltshire who's there. Wiltshire leads. Wiltshire's got it into the first. Oh, Wiltshire's taken out wide by the rider in blue, Glenn Doyle. So Wiltshire now finds himself at the back of the pack. It's Neil Collins, number 14, with the old red scarf coming out of his crash helmet. So Neil Collins leads. Glenn Doyle second, Kelly Moran third, and Kelly Moran coming underneath Glenn Doyle. Todd Wiltshire trailing now in 4th place. Taken out, it's do or die for a lot of these riders as we enter this second half of this 1991 Overseas Speedway final. As always, the hot shot cameras of Screen Sport are there to show the best possible pictures. Neil Collins it is who leads. Good again, gate number 4, providing the winner if he can stay out of trouble. Second place for the rider in blue, Glenn Doyle. Kelly Moran third, and Kelly Moran now comes through to take second place, and it is the rider in yellow and black who wins. Kelly Moran second, Glenn Doyle third. So a great win from England's Neil Collins, a surprise victor, but yet again the 3rd race winner on the trot from gate number 4 in succession, shall I say, and mayhem on the 1st and 2nd turn, but it's Neil Collins who wins heat number 11. So heat number 12, Billy Hamill in red, gate number 1. Gary Havelock blue, gate number 2. Paul Thorp white, gate number 3, and Joe Screen there in yellow and black. Great ride from him so far this afternoon at Bradford. He's in yellow and black in gate number 4. So watch for Billy Hamill, watch for Gary Havelock, watch for Paul Thorp, and watch for gate number 4 also. See if he can win his 4th successive race. Up they go, into the turn they drive, and it's all into as Joe Screen is taken slightly wide by Paul Thorp, and that leaves room for Billy Hamill. Look at Thorp drive round the outside of him. The white helmet colour of Paul Thorp drives round Billy Hamill. So Thorp leads, Billy Hamill in 2nd place. Great ride from Paul Thorp. And now yellow and black of Joe Screen's come up alongside Billy Hamill as we speak. Another scrap is building up. Has Joe Screen got the speed, got the technique, got the willpower as he tries the inside line on Billy Hamill. Gary Havelock in 4th place, and poor old Gary Havelock finding life a little bit difficult. British champion, of course, you saw on Screensboard only a few weeks ago at Coventry, and just show how tough this overseas Speedway final is going to be. And it's the right-handed corner of poor Thorp, who still leads from 2nd place. And it's Thorp who drives over the start and gets 3 points. Thorp who wins. Great ride from Paul Thorp, punches the air with delight. A great win, and he's back in the reckoning. Paul Thorp, of course, from Bradford, England. He wins heat number 12.
Kelvin Moran, Mr. Consistency around here today. 6 points from 3 starts. Happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, I'd just like to get a first out of all this. I get tired of getting all the bead blasted in the back, you know. But things are going pretty well. The bikes are running really well. Mine have let me down just as of recently, so Sean offered to loan me his, and as you can see, they're going pretty well, and especially taking like the likes of Gary Havelock from the back on his home track. You don't normally see that done very often around here. So we're quite happy.
Well, all the Americans are doing fairly well, although Rick Miller's struggling somewhat at the moment. Is this track suited to the American riders today?
I think it's suited to everybody. I mean, it's in excellent condition considering the forecast and all the rain we've had up here in Yorkshire as of lately. But I think mainly it's just getting out of the start. Having said that, people say, oh yeah, but you were overtaken from the back and that. Well, sometimes it's just your day and other days it's not, you know. I think, unfortunately, Ricky just not getting out of the start, and that's what's hurting him.
One or two of the riders saying that although the track looks like it's got some dirt, it is fairly slick out there.
Yes, it is. It's got like a bunch of like crushed up house brick, like marbly stuff. So if you see the dirt, you hit it, all you do is spin up. And a lot of the guys aren't really, when they get the grooves at the starting gate, they're not kicking out the rocks. Because first you got to burn through the rocks before you hit the solid ground, then take off. And obviously when you get in the back here, when you get hit with that shale, it really pulls you back, knocks you about 10 miles an hour off your top speed, you know. But I think it's suited just about for everybody.
So the scoreboard at the interval stage here at Bradford's Ulster Stadium, Sam Ermolenko and Andy Smith, joint leaders on 8 points, both dropped to 1 point each. Billy Hamill, Kelvin Tatum, both on 7, dropped 2. Kelly Moran on 6 and Todd Wiltshire on 5. That's the top 6 after heat number 12, the interval stage here at Bradford's Ulster Stadium. So it's all to race for as we enter the last 8 races. Let's take a look at a few of the other riders. Ronnie, Correy on 5 points, and then look at those 4 on 4. Glenn Doyle, Joe Screen, Paul Thorp and Jeremy Doncaster, who've got a lot of work to do to pick up points in their final 2 outings to progress further to the 2 semi-finals of the World Championship at Rovno and Abensburg, Russia and Germany is expected. So there we are. Join us for more Speedway after the break. Welcome back to Bradford's Ulster Stadium, the scene of the 1991 Speedway's overseas final. Let's have a few words with one of the riders struggling at the moment.
Problems for you at the interval stage. You really have to win your next 2 races.
Yeah, definitely. Just got to get my head down and make the start. It's so important on the start here. But hopefully I can just put a couple of stars together. Just be very determined, and we'll just see how we go from there.
Watching you race, you seem to be lacking power coming out of the corners.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think my bikes feel good. It's just not making the start, and it's just so very hard. Everyone's going so very quick. And, you're just pulling different lines here and there, and just not happening. But it's just one of those things, really.
Well, since the track started to dry out, the racing's improved. It's getting a little bit wild down there now.
Yeah, it is. The first corner's getting a little bit harder, which it's a lot of gates have been coming from the outside. Gate 4, you've probably noticed. So I got gate 4 in my next one. So hopefully we can just put it together.
So gate 4 next time out for Leigh Adams at 20 years of age, making his 2nd appearance in the overseas final. Lost at that stage, or dropped out at that stage at Coventry last season. So we now move on after the interval to heat number 13. Just to recap, 9 qualifiers going forward to the semi-final stages. Now it's heat 13 with Joe Screen red in gate number 1, Jeremy Doncaster going into gate number 2 in blue, Neil Collins white gate 3, and Rick Miller yellow and black gate number 4. So Screen and Doncaster on 4 points, Neil Collins on 3, and Rick Miller 1, and Rick Miller desperately needing to win and beating the favourable outside gate number 4. That's the way they line up for week number 13, the first race after the interval here at Bradford's Ulster Stadium. 2 riders who have made 7 appearances in the overseas final, Mitch Shirra and Kelvin Tatum. In fact, I'm sure all like to know, As the starting marshal drops his arms, the green light goes on, the tapes rise on heat number 13, and the second half of the programme gets underway, and it's Jeremy Doncaster who leads into the second turn. So Doncaster leads, Rick Miller second place, Joe Screen third, and it's Doncaster, Jeremy Doncaster who leads. As Joe Screen tries to come up the inside of Rick Miller. So Doncaster on 4 points. Made a good start, as did Rick Miller from the outside. Joe Screen now going to have to do his work from the back. But Doncaster heads the pack with 2 laps gone. Jeremy Doncaster, of course, rides for running in the British League Division 1, captain, and in his testimonial season for them. Won the overseas final last year, you may recall, at Coventry with a 15-point maximum. He's not going to do that this afternoon, but he would desperately like to win heat number 13. It's all about qualification for progression in the World Championship trial, as it's getting very close for the minor places here in heat 13. Still yellow and black, Rick Miller holding on to second place, but Doncaster it is who takes the win. But more importantly, it's Rick Miller who holds on to second place. So 3 points to Jeremy Doncaster, which puts him on 7 points as he wins heat number 13. And 2 points for Rick Miller. He now goes on to 3 points. We dare say that could be not enough for Rick Miller. But never mind, good win for Jeremy Doncaster in heat number 13. So heat number 14, a very interesting lineup. Andy Smith, he's on 8 points. He's in gate number 1 in red. Billy Hamill on 7 points, blue, gate 2. Kelly Moran on 6 points, he's in white, gate 3. And Kelvin Tatum on 7 points, yellow and black, gate number 4. This is heat number 14. Away they drive from the start, and it is Tatum coming around the outside again, and gate 4 yet again proving very, very successful here at Bradford. So Tatum leads, Billy Hamill second, Kelly Moran third, and Andy Smith, which is a little bit of a surprise, is in 4th place but on gate number 1. So it was gate number 4, Kelvin Tatum driving around the pack on the inside, on the outside should I say, as the first and second turn took place, and he's on the wide outside now in the dirt, choosing which line he wants. Of course, in pole position, you can do that. Billy Hamill still in second place. Kelly Moran third. So Kelvin Tatum surely set for 3 more points, and that would just about be enough to put him through to the semi-final stages. So 1 Englishman through. Tatum driving around the turns. The power turned on, put on the machine, wheels in line, and Tatum wins. Tatum wins heat number 14, and that puts him on 10 points and surely now through to the semi-finals of the World Championship. Andy Smith, though, sadly coming in last place, and that means he'll have to sit and get more points from his last outing before he's certain of qualification for the semi-finals. So our attention turns to heat number 15, which sees American Ronnie Correy in red in gate number 1, Todd Wiltshire blue, gate 2, Paul Thorp white, gate 3, and Leigh Adams, who we've just heard from, needs to make a start, and he knows he's on gate number 4, which is favourable at the moment here at Bradford for heat number 15. So Correy, Wiltshire, Thorp, Adams in that order. Wiltshire and Correy on 5 points, Thorp on 4, and Leigh Adams on 1 point. He's in gate number 4. Starting marshal now quite happy with the 4 riders. The green light goes on, the tapes go up, the bikes roar into the turn, they drive, and Correy's there. Correy is there along with Paul Thorp. So Ronnie Correy leads, Paul Thorp second, Leigh Adams and Todd Wiltshire together in 3rd and 4th. But it's Correy and Paul Thorp, and Paul Thorp drives round the outside of Ronnie Correy. So Paul Thorp, after a shaky start, has come back into things in superb style. And is he another Englishman who's going to book his path to the semi-final stages of the World Championship? Paul Thorp in white leads, Ronnie Correy in second place. Leigh Adams there in yellow-black at the moment in time in 3rd, and Todd Wiltshire 4th, which is not good news for Todd Wiltshire, but Leigh Adams never made a particularly good start from gate number 4. We now enter the final lap, and all eyes, especially the Yorkshire fans, on this young fellow in white. Superb race from him. He looks over his shoulder, sees that it's Ronnie Correy behind, but he's not worried about who's behind this, who's in front of this, nobody. As Paul Thorp comes up to take the win. Paul Thorp wins heat 15. Second place for Ronnie Correy, and 3 more points for Paul Thorp, and surely he could well be another Englishman through to the semi-final stages of the World Championship. Leigh Adams gets third place. Ronnie Correy gets 2 points for second. But a great win for Thorp in heat number 15. So heat number 16, Doyle red, Australia, gate number 1. Ermolenko, America, gate 2 in blue. Gary Havelock, white, England, gate 3. Mitch Shirra, New Zealand, yellow-black, gate 4. And this is heat number 16. The bike's red, the tapes rise, and Ermolenko makes a dream and smooth gliding start into the first turn. So Ermolenko in blue leads. Yellow and black, Mitch Shirra in second place. Gary Havelock in white in third. And Doyle coming around the outside of Gary Havelock, who is fair to say is now back in fourth place and having a very, very disappointing afternoon. But America yet again leading with Ermolenko. Mitch Shirra coming back into things, the oldest rider in the field, and I'm sure you won't mind me saying it, putting pressure on Ermolenko. So Ermolenko now is going to have to watch his step. Mitch Shirra gets a quad drive on the outside, takes the inside line on Ermolenko, and it's through to first place. Mitch Shirra, the pint-sized Sunbright kid, with one more lap to go, is through to first place. Ermolenko caught with his trousers down, and now Ermolenko comes back. It's all action on the final lap. Mitch Shirra leads. Ermolenko in second place. And as they come out to take the flag, it's Mitch Shirra gets there. Ermolenko in second place. And a great ride from pint-sized Mitch Shirra from New Zealand. Terrific win. We just have to ask ourselves, has he left it just a little bit too late? But Mitch Shirra comes from the back in great style and wins an eventful heat number 16. Ermolenko in second place. So we now look at the final 4 outings here at Bradford Stadium. As Mitch Shirra wins heat number 16. All the riders now got one more race to go, of course, in this overseas Speedway final. As Mitch Shirra gets congratulations from Ronnie Correy. And we look at the scoreboard, which is getting very, very close indeed. All riders had 4 outings. Ermolenko and Tatum on 10 points. Hamill on 9. Andy Smith 8. Kelly Moran and Thorp on 7 points. So Ermolenko and Tatum, we'd have to say, have booked their passage. And the rest need probably just a point to be sure of things. But that's the top 6 at the moment. Behind them, just look what's happening. Ronnie Correy and Doncaster on 7, and then 4 riders on 5 points, and this is where the battle really lies. Doyle, Joe Screen, Todd Wiltshire, who's dropped out of things at the moment, and Mitch Shirra, who's come back into things having won heat number 16. They're all on 5 points and still all to ride for. So there we are, 4 more races to go. Join us for the conclusion of the 1991 overseas final after the break. So welcome back to the conclusion of the Overseas Speedway final for Bradford Stadium. All the riders, all 16, now having their final outing to see who goes forward to the 2 semi-finals of the World Championship trial in Rovno, Russia and Ravensburg in Germany, both in August. And now we move on to heat number 17 with Rick Miller on 4 points in red, gate number 1. Kelly Moran on 7 points, he's in gate number 2. Mitch Shirra on 5 points in gate number 3 in white. And Thorp, who's come back into things, yellow and black in gate number 4, also on 7 points. Tapes rise and into the turn, and Thorp makes a dream and smooth start and drives around the pack. So Thorp leads as they go down the back straight. Thorp leads. White is Mitch Shirra in second place. So Mitch Shirra in second place on Thorp with 1 lap gone. So Thorp really done the hard work as they come out of the start. It's a great smooth ride from him, and he really has come back into the thick of things. And it could be another Englishman through to the semi-final. Just look at him putting his weight on the back of that wheel, getting the maximum amount of horsepower out of that machine. Looks over his shoulder, sees that Mitch Shirra is still in second place. Long, long way clear of the pack then. With 1 more lap to go in heat number 17. And surely Thorp will end his proceedings on 10 points if he can stay out of trouble. Thorp still round the fellowship ends of heat number 17, and he's booked his passage in the semi-final as he wins. Thorp wins heat number 17, a great win from him. Mitch Shirra in second place, he's on 7 points. We'll have to wait to see what happens there with Mitch. But Thorp through on 10 points, and he's through to the semi-finals. So now we move on to heat number 18, and Doyle is on 5 points, Andy Smith on 8, Joe Screen on 5, and Ronnie Correy on 7. Doyle is in gate number 1, on in red, Andy Smith in gate number 2 in blue. And Andy Smith has been riding superbly bar for one outing. His final one, 8 points came from 2 outings. Joe Screen in white in gate 3, and Ronnie Correy, yellow-black, gate number 4. This is heat number 18. So into the first turn they drive, and yet again the yellow and black helmet colour flies high, but Andy Smith comes up alongside him. Andy Smith now takes the lead. So Andy Smith defies gate 4 in heat number 18. Andy Smith in blue leads, Ronnie Correy in yellow and black second, and Glenn Doyle in red in third. So Andy Smith, if he can hold on, will be another Brit, another Englishman through to the semi-finals. Currently on 8 points, and the 11 were put him through. Ronnie Correy is on 7, and 9 would be enough for the American, the point-size flyer from California. He would also go through to either Rovno or Ravensburg in the 2 semi-finals. And preferably, I suppose, all would like the German round. One more lap to go in heat number 18. Nobody likes the Russian food, and who can blame them? Down the back straight for the final time, and it's Andy Smith, who surely is going to be another Englishman through to the semi-finals. Andy Smith comes out, he's done it! Smith gets through to the semi-finals. Second place, Ronnie Correy, also goes through, but congratulations to Andy Smith. He looks over his shoulder, he congratulates Ronnie Correy, now he waves to the crowd, and Andy Smith on 11 points is another Englishman through safely to the semi-finals of the World Championship. So now we move on to the penultimate race, barring any run-offs, of course, here in the Odsal Stadium. And we see Billy Hamill in white getting words of advice from Mitch Shirra. Mitch, of course, the oldest rider in the field and always willing to give advice. Heat number 19 sees Todd Wiltshire, a very important race from him in gate number 1 in the red helmet colour, currently on 5 points. Jeremy Doncaster on 7 in blue, gate number 2. Billy Hamill, gate number 3 in white, he's on 9 points. Surely booked his passage but would like one more point. Sam Ermolenko in yellow and black, he's on 10 and already through, but in the favourable outside trap number 4. So Todd Wiltshire with all to do. He knows the pressure he's under as the tapes rise on the penultimate race here in the Odsal Stadium, and here they go into the first turn, and who's going to be the first one to show? And it is the rider in white, Billy Hamill. Hamill leads, Ermolenko with him, and also Todd Wiltshire's there, but it's the 2 Americans who hold pole position at the moment. So it is Billy Hamill leads in white, Sam Ermolenko second in yellow and black, Todd Wiltshire third. But is that enough for Todd Wiltshire? It looks at the moment it could be a run-off for minor places. We have to wait and check the scoreboards, of course, but no eyes are on the first 2 Americans who are safely through to the semi-finals without any barring any problems whatsoever. They've got enough points already, but they're going in style, and that's the way the Americans do it. Billy Hamill leads. He knows that Sam Ermolenko is behind him. So Ermolenko in second place will end up on 13. Billy Hamill on 12 if it stays this way, and what a terrific round for Billy Hamill, who fell at this stage last year, but it's Hamill who wins heat 19. Sam Ermolenko second place, and Todd Wiltshire who finishes in third. So congratulations to both these Americans, in particular good old Billy Hamill, one of the nicest riders in Speedway, who safely goes through to the semi-final. So now we move on to the last race, and we see Leigh Adams red gate 1, Neil Collins blue gate 2, Kelvin Tatum white gate 3, and Gary Havelock in yellow and black gate number 4. And sadly, 3 of these riders out of contention unless they can get a win. That's Leigh Adams, Neil Collins and Gary Havelock. And the rider in white, Kelvin Tatum, already safely through as the tapes rise on heat number 20. And into the turn they drive. Leigh Adams has made the start, but Kelvin Tatum comes up alongside him to take the lead. So Tatum leads. Second place in red is Leigh Adams. Third in yellow and black is Gary Havelock, which won't be enough for Gary Havelock, who will be falling out of the wayside. Of course, current British champion on his home circuit. Many felt would go through. So it's all about scores on the bulbous fold as we goes into the latter stages. And riders who have really worked hard through the rain that has fell at Bradford's Odsal Stadium have paved their own way for success in the World Championship and obviously progression. And Kelvin Tatum has done his bit, picking up vital points at vital stages and is going to end up proceedings with 3 more points as he leads by the proverbial mile here in heat number 20. So the white helmet colour flies high as he wins heat number 20. Kelvin Tatum wins. Leigh Adams in second place, and Gary Havelock back in third. So a good and easy win for Kelvin Tatum after the second turn, and congratulations to him. He ends up on 13 points here at Bradford Stadium, and a good and easy victor off heat number 20. Kelvin Tatum, another English rider through to the semi-finals, and he looks very pleased with life, doesn't he? And who can blame him? He's through to either Rovno or Abensberg for the semi-finals in August. So a run-off for the reserve position in the semi-final sees Todd Wiltshire in red and Glenn Doyle in white, both riders finishing on 6 points. So Doyle and Wiltshire both coming from Australia, and with Leigh Adams out of contention, it's not been a good day for the riders from down under. So 2 riders are going to go out from Australia, and 1 only is going to go through as meeting reserve, which only will take place if one of the riders above him falls through injury. It is Wiltshire who heads the pack. Wiltshire leads over Glenn Doyle. So Todd Wiltshire leads in red. Glenn Doyle second place in white. Doyle trying the inside line. 1 lap gone. Todd Wiltshire from Reading in Australia. Australia, of course, where he comes from. Reading he rides for in the Sunbright League. 22 years of age. This, of course, his second appearance in the overseas final. Finished 3rd last season at Coventry, behind Jeremy Doncaster and Sean Moran. But sadly, not a successful day for him this afternoon at Bradford Stadium. And if he can hold on, this will only give him reserve. But Glenn Doyle is going to make him fight all the way. Wiltshire red leads. Glenn Doyle in second place, coming up now to put pressure on Todd Wiltshire as they go down the back straight. And now Glenn Doyle goes out in the dirt. Has he got the speed? Todd Wiltshire blocks a manoeuvre, and it's Wiltshire that wins. So Todd Wiltshire goes forward to the semi-final stages as meeting reserve. Glenn Doyle lives to fight another day, along with Neil Collins and Joe Screen, and Leigh Adams, they live to fight another day. So run-off for silver and bronze between Sam Ermolenko and Billy Hamill. Ermolenko in red, Billy Hamill is in white. Both riders finishing on 12 points. So for the silver and bronze, as the caption says, for the run-off and the overseas Speedway final. Purely academic, of course. The main thing is they go forward to the World Championship. It's great falls in Bradford. It's been one of those afternoons when we are everything as the tapes rise for this run-off, and Ermolenko leads. Ermolenko leads in red, Billy Hamill in white, and I'm sure they're not too concerned. Perhaps they're cursing their luck having to go out in this weather conditions and race. So Ermolenko, of course, making his 6th appearance in this championship, age 30, rides for Wolverhampton in the Sunbright League Division 1. Billy Hamill making his 2nd appearance here at the Overseas Speedway Championship. At 21 years of age, surely got a great future in the sport. Rides for Craiglie Heath, also in the Midlands, as most of the American riders do. So, procession racing here at Odsal Stadium in the 2 run-off positions as Sam Ermolenko just goes through the motions. Ermolenko comes out, and it's Ermolenko wins, silver position, and Billy Hamill, who has to be content with 3rd place. So there we are, Sam Ermolenko wins the run-off, he gets the silver medal, and Billy Hamill, who I'm sure is going to shake his hand, he does indeed, finishes with the bronze. So congratulations.